Hey, what's up, guys? Purpose Driven Live Sports and Gaming. We're back here for another video. I have not talked to you guys since the death of the legend Kobe Bryant, but I feel it is time that we make a series of videos about the one great LeBron James, because as today, sorry I've been dealing with a sore throat, but bear with me. I was scrolling through YouTube videos. I was watching a YouTube video on an ESPN video that was done. And let me tell you, the toxic, media stuff that's been done on LeBron James, I see it on both sides as they have degraded him and they have hyped him up. It has been done to where sometimes I grow tired of LeBron James because it seems that there's a point where they will hype him up too much and make him so great to where they would tear down the people who oppose him, right? And then they will tear him down to where they make the people who oppose him just so much better. The competition is so much better. LeBron needs so much help. And that's the side that has been played. And if you really pay attention to what the media does, then you can see it right before your eyes, because it's just, like I said, when you pay attention, it's so clear and obvious. And when I look at, and here's how I find this stuff out, I look in the YouTube comments. Because, my mom has told me, watching the video is cool. But a lot of times where you find the best knowledge is in the comments. Because the comments will tell you a lot of what people are seeing. And then you can go back to the video and then you can really watch the parts and then find what people are talking about. And the people I give credit to on YouTube are the people in this LeBron talk, are people who talk about, the media flip-flops every other week, what they think about LeBron. And then the next week, they flip back to what they think about LeBron. So, past 2 weeks, here's what they thought about LeBron. LeBron needs help. Breaking news. LeBron needs help. LeBron does not have enough pieces around him in AD. He just has AD. LeBron only has AD. He has only one good teammate. They need to trade Kyle Kuzma. And I'll tell you like this. It's the most annoying thing about LeBron James. Because I love you, but we got to talk about this. I'm starting to really think that if you look at his career and all the teams he's been on, LeBron's never really been on a stacked team, despite what people say or think. They think that Miami Heat team is stacked, but I'll say this. Dwayne Wade at the time they came together was a top 3 player in the NBA. It was LeBron James. I say it was Kobe, then LeBron, then Dwayne Wade. As great as LeBron James was, Kobe at the time still to me was the best player. So, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, Dwayne Wade. Then you have a top 10 player in Chris Bosh. So LeBron has had two top 10 players on the same team with him once in his career. So people shut up if you don't say that's true, because it's actually true. And then what do you have on the rest of the team? Well, it's a collection of role players. Guys who play defense and guys who can catch and shoot. That's really the teams that LeBron has always had in his career. And that's just only the Miami Heat team that he's had. If you look at every single team that he's had, when he's had 60-plus wins, which he's had a lot of those in his career, when he's had the 55-plus wins, he's had a lot of those in his career. It's the same type of team build every single time, which is why I say we need to do a series, because we're going to break down in this series every single playoff LeBron team. Want to know why we should do that? Because the media loves to trick you guys, but they're not going to trick me anymore. And frankly, I was never tricked. But they just love to do it. They do it in so subtle ways. So the past 2 weeks, LeBron needs help. Guys, besides AD, who does LeBron have on his team? Well, he has Danny Green, who is I believe he's a 2-time NBA champion. He's a member of the All-NBA defensive team. I think he's a career 43% three-point shooter. What does he remind me of? A role player that LeBron has had on every single 60-plus win team that LeBron's had. Mind you, the Lakers are number 1 seed in the Western Conference. Only 3 games ahead of the LA Clippers. Next, who else does LeBron have? Well, he does have Kyle Kuzma, who's averaging 13 points off the bench, 43% shooting. Reminds me of, a role player that LeBron's always had on his team. A guy can come off the bench and score. Because Danny Green is a starter who does what he does. Kyle Kuzma comes off the bench. Who else does LeBron have? JaVale McGee. What is he average? I really don't know JaVale McGee's averages. All I do know is that he has over like 1.1 blocks per game. He averages about 7 rebounds, 5 to 7 rebounds a game. I don't think he has over 7 points, but that to me reminds me of every center that LeBron's had that starts on his team. So, I mean, it's things like that. He also has Avery Bradley, who's a lockdown defender, a guy who can catch and shoot from the three-point line, who's a good mid-range shooter. You have Rajon Rondo, a veteran point guard. LeBron has always had veteran point guards on his team. I mean, let's keep going. You have Alex Caruso. I don't even know why this guy really plays. I mean, he's very athletic, but to me, he doesn't do anything very well. So why is he playing? The world may never know. It's for you to find out. Anyway, now you're probably going to say, well, you can't name a whole lot of players. Well, that's because on a lot of teams LeBron's had, they're taking a lot of guys that are just kind of off the street, guys who don't really play for other teams, but they fit what fits around LeBron. Because, like the media likes to play, LeBron can only play with these certain players. Well, every superstar in NBA history has always had a collection of talent that fits their play style. That's just how the game works. It's not all about one-on-one. It's about building a team around the stars to help them make their team better. It's why you love a Steph Curry-led team. Because Steph Curry doesn't need the ball all the time. It's my one thing against LeBron that just irks me, is that LeBron always needs the ball, it seems, to be successful. People have talked about this year LeBron's been more off ball, letting Rondo handle the ball. Okay. LeBron let Dwayne Wade handle the ball. LeBron let Kyrie handle the ball. LeBron let J.R. Smith handle the ball. Get out of here with that. If LeBron had... Look, that's not even the point. The point is, it's things like that. LeBron has had different types of teammates throughout his career that you don't know a lot about, but they just fit. Let's go to that Cleveland team that won the championship. He had Kevin Love, who is a top 20 player in the league. He's a great rebounder, is a very suitable catch-and-shoot player. A great post game, but he didn't play in the post because that did not fit to what LeBron did. Unless LeBron was on the bench, then he could be a post player. Kyrie, I would say he's a top 15 player in the league. Great ball handling, can shoot the three off the catch, can shoot the three off the dribble. Great player off the dribble in terms of mid-range and finishing. A guy LeBron usually loves to have is a guy who can handle the ball. Excuse me real quick. It's the type of player that LeBron needs to have is a guy besides him who can handle the ball. I understand that. I'm not knocking LeBron for this. I'm knocking the people who like to play this game. That LeBron has never had all this talent. LeBron never seems to need all this talent. And if we want to play that game, then if LeBron's on a stacked team, if he always had, a Dwayne Wade when he came in, let's say he had a Dwight Howard, right? If he had a Dwayne Wade and Dwight Howard his entire career, do you guys really think LeBron would have 30,000 points and 8,000 assists and 8,000 rebounds? Because if we're going to play that game, then is LeBron this statistical giant that he is? Because if you look at it, for as great as LeBron is, he's always leading his team in statistical categories because he's the most athletic guy. What if he's the most athletic guy, but he has more athletic guys around him, right? What if he's the best passer, but he's got other great playmakers around him, right? Think about that. Think about that real quick for the media members who like to do that. For the Nick Wrights, I don't mean to call people out. For the Shannon Sharps, like I said, I don't mean to call people out, but I have to because you guys love to do this. You love to hype him up when he's at his highest. You love to call out the people around him when he's at his lowest. It's always LeBron, when his team is on a 10-game winning streak, who is it always about? LeBron did this. LeBron's averaging a triple-double. LeBron's got 20 assists. He's got 35 points, 20 assists, and 10 rebounds. But when his team is losing, Who is it this year? Who's the scapegoat? Kyle Kuzma. Man, if Kyle Kuzma wasn't shooting the ball all the time, if Kyle Kuzma could defend, it's those type of things that make me think, to a certain degree, LeBron is kind of overrated. Because we've never seen LeBron around a stacked team. And here's what people love to do to Steph Curry. Steph Curry has played with great players for about the last 7 to 8 years of his career. And what irks me about people is you love to point that against him. You love to, taint his legacy because of that. Oh, Steph Curry's never won a Finals MVP because Steph Curry's a better teammate. Because to Steph Curry, things like that, those individual things don't matter. You want to know why? Because at the end of the day, he's won more finals than he's lost. He's 3-2 in the finals. But guess what? Steph Curry's still a 3-time champion. Steph Curry went to 5 straight finals. LeBron's been 8 straight, okay? But did Steph beat LeBron in those finals? Yes, he beat him 3 times in the finals. To me, Steph Curry, and I don't mean to be rude, Steph Curry is a better teammate than LeBron James is. LeBron James is a great basketball player. LeBron James is a great player for any team. Any team would love to have him. But Steph Curry, to me, I would choose Steph Curry over LeBron any day because he's a better teammate. To me, Steph Curry will impact this team more than LeBron will do because Steph Curry does not need the ball every single play to be effective. Steph Curry is more effective off the ball with teams always having to keep an eye on him because Steph Curry will launch it from 35 feet and look away and watch it go in and not even look at the ball go in. He'll watch it go in and not even look at the ball go in. That's how good Steph Curry is because he's a great teammate. He does not need the ball. He runs off more screens to me than he has dribbling the ball per game, which is very untrue. Steph Curry dribbles the ball a lot per game. But Steph Curry's always running off screens. He's always getting open. He's always passing it to somebody on the possession to get open for a great shot off of a screen, off a Draymond screen, off of a Clay screen. Steph Curry, when in his MVP seasons, you know who else was averaging 20 points? Klay Thompson. Steph Curry, when he was winning championships, you know who else was averaging 20 points? Klay Thompson, Kevin Durant. You know who else was averaging over 7 assists per game? Those seasons Steph Curry's winning championships, those 5 straight years, Draymond Green. You know who else was averaging 5 rebounds besides Steph Curry those years? Kevin Durant, Draymond Green. Steph Curry can do everything on the court. He's not a great defender, but Steph Curry will try. Steph Curry will give effort on that defensive end. There are times in a game where you will see LeBron not take that challenge, or he will take plays off on the defensive end. This year, is he doing that? No. LeBron is really playing great defense this year. But the last 3 to 4 years, we have seen lapses in LeBron's defensive game. Game in and game out. LeBron, to me, at this point, is starting to become overrated. I'm not saying and I'm saying yes, he's overrated to a certain point because we see him in only the circumstances that he wants to be in. We don't see him in circumstances where it's out of his hands. To me, a lot of times Steph Curry became great because a lot of circumstances he had to become great when things were against him. When Steph Curry was getting injured, Steph Curry had to fight his way back and he had to become the MVP that he is. He had to learn how to be a great teammate because as great as Steph Curry was, in his first year with Steve Kerr, he had to learn how to play without the ball. Because in Mark Jackson's system, as great as Mark Jackson was for Steph Curry, Steph Curry always had the ball. But with Steve Kerr made him a better teammate because he did not need to have the ball all the time. And tell me against it, we can go watch film all day, buddy. But that's the truth. So I think for this, we have got to go from the years LeBron's made the playoffs, which is 2005 to 2006, all the way to last year. We're going to look at every single team. We're going to make videos about every single team. You want to know why? Because you guys need to be schooled on basketball. You need to be schooled on what the media does to you psychologically. Psychologically, the media plays games with you. This is for the people who do not understand this. Because I fully understand it now. It's a psychological game. LeBron is the game's best player, they say. I personally believe the game's best player today, individually speaking, is between Kawhi Leonard and Giannis Antetokounmpo, and I'll tell you why. Those guys are around great players on their team, but they do not always need to have the ball to be successful. They have made their teammates better. To me, Kawhi Leonard, when he's on the floor, defensively, the Clippers, it is hard to score on them. When he's on the floor, he's getting to a spot and he's just efficient. He makes his free throws at an 87% plus rate. He is knocking down three-pointers off the dribble, catch and shoot, knocking down mid-range off the dribble, just like MJ was. The only thing I don't see in his game is a post-up, but he might have it that I just don't see yet. But he's just great at everything. He's becoming a better passer. His game is just evolving. What is one thing we knocked Giannis Antetokounmpo for before this season? Man, he's great, but the dude can't shoot. What did he come and do this year? This dude is taking threes with confidence. Is he missing? Of course he is. He's shooting 30%? The dude is still taking threes, and he's making more threes this year than any year in his career because he improved his game. He's averaging, over 5 assists per game, averaging 13 rebounds per game. I think he's averaging 30 points a game. This dude is doing it all. But we still got to talk about LeBron because he's the basketball ambassador. But I think what the media does is they make it seem like when it's not about LeBron, when LeBron's not doing great, it's bad for basketball. No, the hell it isn't. The game has been so much better, I think, when we had the Warriors showing the world that somebody besides LeBron James on a better team that are better at being teammates for each other is better for basketball. And I will take that team any day over LeBron James-led team. Because to me, those LeBron James-led teams are, to a certain fault, almost always about, can LeBron throw me a behind-the-back pass? Can I stand in the corner at the best angle so LeBron can throw me a pass when he's driving to the rim? When the defense is not even on me, 5 feet away because we're looking at LeBron. As great as that is his behind-the-back passes. His no-look passes, they're great. But there's something beautiful about a whole team not having to communicate. Steph Curry throwing the ball to somebody else. The defense having to grab him literally so he doesn't get a free run off the screen. The defense looking for Clay, looking for KD, looking for these guys, screening for each other. Steph Curry getting open. Then teams have to jump those screens. Steph's not open. So you look for Clay. Clay's wide open in the corner. You got KD wide open on the post. It's that type of basketball artistry that's beautiful about basketball. I'm not saying LeBron's not a great player. What I'm saying is that it's the type of things that the media does to degrade his teammates. You know what I've heard this year so much? It's all about Kyle Kuzma. Kyle Kuzma's not doing enough. You guys remember that little the Twitter thing, the little practice thing that LeBron and Kyle Kuzma had when Kuzma's trainer said that LeBron's injury or something was something about his injury. I don't remember exactly what it was. And then from that point on, it seemed that LeBron and Kyle Kuzma just have not been it since. When last year when LeBron came here, it seemed like they really did like each other. But this year they don't. All you see is LeBron. LeBron is always around AD. AD is always coming to LeBron's house. It's those two. LeBron is teaching AD this. LeBron's telling AD you got to play through injuries. So, I mean, it's those type of things that the media does. So, we got to do a video series, seriously, about every team that LeBron's had on his career. And we're going to go through all the players. What did they do? What was the team's record that year? And we're just going to look at it. And we're going to be blatantly honest. We're going to do one team. We're going to do that team that whole season. Next video, that team, that season's the next season. So it's going to be great. I'm going to love it. It's going to be coming up here real soon. But that's going to do it for this video. I want to thank you guys. Once again, I'm a LeBron James fan. LeBron James is a great player. But the media plays tricks on you guys, and you guys fail to see. You guys fail to see how they hype him up. And then they tear him down, and then it's all about his teammates and how they failed. LeBron doesn't have enough when every team has been built the same every single year around it. So, that's going to do it for this video. It's Purple Driven Life Sports. Thank you guys for listening. I truly appreciate you guys. I apologize for that mishap. Now I'll see you guys in my next video.